Welcome everybody. I am back from a dinner buffet. I am fat, dumb, and happy. We'll see if I can play worth a darn at all. Let's start here. And this deck is a fun deck. It's one I enjoy playing. I'm not sure if it's any good necessarily, per se, but I've been having some fun looking at the cards from Murder at Krylov Manor. There were a lot of cards that were kind of left on the floor that nobody's been using. And this one's kind of parasitic, meaning you would kind of expect to use it just in that set. But I was also looking at the Duskmourn set. They also create 2/2 creatures. It's not an accident. These expansions are not too far apart. So they knew there'd be some overlap. But I had to wait till I got 4 copies of Expose the Culprit, so we're gonna test it out. And I think we start by just attacking and manifesting Dread. It's not what I wanted. They can double block and get rid of the Shrieker. And this is why I'm not sure if the deck is any good, because I've got 18 creatures in here, so that's nearly a third of the deck, and yet when I manifest Dread, I'm always pumping up not a creature as one of my 2 choices, but 2 choices that are not the creatures that I need. And I think it's better to take out Elvira. And with that, we'll just go get another land. I don't have a lot of mountains, so we'll just get it now, so that way we won't have to worry about it for the rest of the match. And now we're just sort of waiting for another piece of the puzzle. Our opponent has all 4 colors. Lots of non-basic being used these days. And I'm not sure that my deck does all the greatest against an all-flying deck. So we might be on a very limited clock here. But they have blue, so you need to give them some extra time. So we're gonna sit here and wait. To the new people, I'm Travis. Welcome to Tpull's Corner. Okay, they finally figured out which card they wanted to discard. Now they have to figure out where they're going to put the +1/+1 counter. There you go. Alright, that is not the best card to get in your hand, necessarily, but it's not the worst either. Let's see, do I need more land? 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to say no. We're going to throw that away. And then we're just going to pass, I think. I don't think I need to get rid of any of those. If I did have to guess at what color I'd be getting rid of, I'd probably guess the wrong color. So what we want is a land or a sorcery or an instant. That's what we want to draw for the most part. And we want to stop drawing our creatures. The creatures we want to manifest Dread. That's the point. And we can afford to do that with the Weight Room next turn. We had to wait that long for them to put a land down. It's going to be a long night, I can tell. Just to see if I can speed this up and pass the turn for my portion. We do have a passing curiosity in what they might do. So it's another flying fairy. Surprise, surprise. It's not that big a deal for this kind of deck to throw those away because they've got, if they're not facing a mill deck, they've got so many more resources and they can just use those to pump them up here. Do we do that now? I think we do actually do that now before. Let's go ahead and see if they're going to block. They might suspect we have a trick because we didn't tap anything. They're going to risk it. And we'll go ahead and just get rid of 2 of our 3 attackers. All these special lands. I feel like we should go ahead and get rid of something. Let's see, do they have red? Do they have a basic mountain in there to replace their missing red? Or do they even have red in the deck? Oh, what have I done? Now they have to search their deck. We're gonna be here all night. Yay! Okay. We won't take as long, I promise. We're not going to take this long. They're going to take longer to cast this spell than it is for us to figure out which card to discard. The one that we don't have any of the right colors of mana to even bring down in the first place. And even though it's a land, they still get a +1 for this particular creature's ability. So we only got a couple turns left. I need a big creature. There we go. Now what are they going to do to my poor creature? They're going to tap it. Okay. That's not the worst thing they could do. If that's all they do to it, I won't be that sad. Now if the next turn turns out okay, I might not mind getting a big creature in my hand. They only attack with 1. They've got plenty of lands. They are drawing a lot of lands. What do you do with the 1 card you have left? Hello? Okay, you play it. And what are they returning? Something to tap? Okay. Which they can't cast now, and they can cast as an instant. Oh, another one of those? I think I do this. They're going to tap it, that's fine. Okay, so we got the 10-10. We can bring this down, but we can't get rid of all the others at the same time. So, we do this after all. We get rid of 5 attackers and give us 1 more turn, because I don't think they can kill us with just Talion's Messenger only. Do we need to worry? We have trample, so I don't think we need to worry about blocking either. So, Galta we can bring down now. This puppy we can bring down now. This puppy can be a different color if we want to. And I can just attack and get 10 life back. And they'd have to pay 7 life to get rid of that, and I got a Trampler right there, so they would kind of need 2 spells to get rid of this. Ooh, what is this? Turning it up right now. They get to look at the top 2 cards of their library. Looks like they kind of flooded out. Otherwise, they might have had a better chance at me. This has vigilance, so it didn't tap upon attacking. Another land. Yeah, that one dies. In the nice clean sweep. Final score 32-0. Alright, well, what's cool about that is I demonstrated the theme of the deck. But it's called Expose the Dread. It's named after 2 cards. 1 card from Duskmourn, Manifest Dread, which we got 4 copies of. You look at the top 2 cards of your library. One goes onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature. The other one goes into your graveyard. And then the exposed part of Expose the Dread is exposing the culprit from the Markov Manor, where we turn a face-down creature face-up. If you want to do the second option there, exile any number of face-up creatures you control with Disguise into a face-down pile, you need to use the other Disguise creatures from Karlov Manor, which we're not using any of those really. So that would be sort of a parasitic deck. You would only do stuff with this card within that expansion set only, which I might do at some point, but when I saw this card, it made me think of the Duskmourn expansion that just came out. As soon as I got 4 copies of this, I can finally do my Manifest Dread idea. So, the idea is just to take a whole bunch of bombs, see over here in the 6-drop column, and find them with Manifest Dread, put them as 2/2s on the battlefield, and then spend 2 more, turn them face up, so we can take, you know, a 10 mana or a 12 mana card and get it on the field face up for only 4 mana. We have other things to help us out with this. We have Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Any number of cards, then draw that many cards plus 1. If we've just got a bunch of big creatures we can't cast, maybe I discard 3 or 4 cards and try and get something else. If you get 3 board counters on it, it transforms into the legendary land cave you see to the right, and then you can tap it for 1 red mana whenever you cast a permanent spell using that red. Discover X, where X is the total spell's mana value. 2 mini board wipes with just do 3 damage to things. 1 broken wings to take out flyers, or maybe a pesky artifact or enchantment. 1 copy of loot to play an additional land on each of my turns, because I do need some land. Although, technically, for the best results, I would only... But if I want to cast this, I might need as much as 12, depending on how things go. So, also, for 6 mana, you can tap him, look at the top 6 cards of your library, get a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands. The card goes straight on onto the battlefield. It's not even tapped. It just goes onto the battlefield. But, since I only have 6 lands to tap this with, I'm going to whiff on everybody in the 6-drop column. So the only thing that's good is a couple of other creatures. A lot of extra lands, so I don't whiff on this if I ever want to use it. 4 copies of Under the Skin, so I can double my ability to Manifest Dread. This also, I can return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So ideally, manifesting a 2/2 creature from the 6-drop column, a bomb, and maybe you're throwing a land into the graveyard. And then you can just bring that land right from your graveyard to your hand and play it, and presto, you're making... Beast Mutant. I have 3 of these, this is why I didn't put 4 in. Whenever it attacks, you Manifest Dread, so 3 more chances to Manifest Dread, 3 more cards with that ability. Cast any spells to start with, I can just attack with this, and then get the face-down creature on the battlefield, and for only 2 mana, reveal it during the attack. So that's kind of cool. You have to watch out for instant removal. Threats around every corner. This is an excellent card. If I was going to do another Manifest deck, I'd probably have 4 of these, because I tend to win as soon as this comes out. When the enchantment enters, you Manifest Dread, so there's a dozen cards that allow me to do that. Whenever a face-down permanent you control enters, you search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Since I am manifesting, by the time I get enough mana to put this down on the battlefield, I can probably manifest every single turn after that, which means I'm going to get at least one land onto the battlefield every single turn for the rest of the match. So just having that amount of mana available, thinning my deck out to make to get clear for other draws, it's a pretty handy card. This is why I kind of waited until later to put the final deck together. It's 62 cards. This is really my 62nd card. What happened was they re-released the 10 Foundation pre-made decks, and this was a new card in one of them. So we got this Mythic Rare Snake Cleric 3/4. You can look at the top card of your library anytime. There's only an Artifact Lantern that I could do this with in green, and it wasn't working. So I needed something better to look at the top of my library to help me better gauge when to use Manifest Dread, because I was having problems. You can also cast creature spells from the top, and you can spend mana of any type, so it doesn't matter that I don't have any blue, and it doesn't matter that I don't have any white or black mana. If I get Visor of the Menagerie out and I have enough land, I can cast anything. I can also cast anything if my Leyline of the Guild Pact comes out. So this is my 61st card, because if it's in my opening hand, it just gets to go out onto the battlefield. Presto, no effort. For the 6 drops, hang on, overview, 18 creatures. This is my mana average, 4.8. It's a little bit expensive, and I love looking at the mana curve because it's like, it looks like an orange danger sign, you know, with all the 6 drops plus on the mana curve. Are you sure you want to make this deck? Are you sure you want to run this? Yes, I am. So we have 25 lands. These are the creatures. A Vaultborn Tyrant, 6/6 with Trample. Whenever another creature you control the 4 great orange, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then when it dies, you get to create a token this copy. It does the exact same stuff. Shroud Stomper, 5/5 Death Toucher. Whenever it enters or attacks, each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life and draw a card. Coma the World Eater. Spell can't be countered. You get an 8/12 Serpent. It's legendary. Trample with Ward 4. Whenever Coma deals combat damage to a player, you get 4 Coma's Coils. You see those pictured to the right. 4 of them, they're each 3/3 blue Serpent creature tokens. Environment right now. Attracts a Grand Unifier. Legendary for X and Angel. 7/7. It's got Flying, Vigilant, Death Touch, Lifelink, and you get to look at the top 10 cards of your library and put a card type of each into your hand. Golem. This is from Foundations. This is a blast from the past. I think this was one of the first cards that I got in my first Jumpstart deck when I first discovered Arena, and I did Jumpstart wrong. I never got a new deck. I just got an Artifact deck and a blue deck, and those 2 decks were combined. And I would just go into Jumpstart and keep playing, instead of paying 1,000 gold and getting 2 new packs. I would just play the same deck over and over again. And I like to say I was learning how to use the combinations, but I just liked the deck, and I didn't want to lose it. Sire of 7 Deaths, 2 copies of it. Eldrazi, 7/7. It's got Ward of 7 life, and it's got 7 mechanics. First Strike, Vigilance, and Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink, and the Ward pays 7 life is actually the 7th mechanic. So 7/7/7s all around. They made sure to make sure everything matched. Zetalpa Primal Dawn does not match quite as much. It costs 8, its toughness is 8, but its ability to hit is 4. It's technically 8 because it has Double Strike, but they didn't give it 8 things on the card. They give it 5. 5. I don't know why they settled on 5, but it's a nice little legendary Elder Dinosaur. Another legendary Elder Dinosaur, Galta Stampede Tyrant, 12/12. When it enters, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. This is kind of a backup cheat. If I can get this down, then maybe if I got stuck with drawing a lot of these and no way to get them down, like I didn't get Visor with enough lands, I didn't get Leyline, I didn't Manifest Dread with Haunted Shrieker, I could still get them all in my hand down. And I have the Primal Hunger version as well. Costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control on the battlefield. Still a 12/12 Trampler, legendary Elder Dinosaur, just slightly different power. Cityscape Leveler, 8/8 with Trample. When you cast a spell and whenever it attacks, you destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token. This is not a creature, but it costs 6, 7, 8, 9, so it goes in the higher column. Moldering Gem, this lets me go get a basic land card, and then later I can pay 6 for the weight room, do a Manifest Dread, but instead of a 2-2, it comes out as a 5-5 because you get the 3+1 counters on it. And finally, Progenitus, 2 copies of it, 10/10, protection from everything. And if Progenitus would be put in the graveyard from anywhere, you reveal it and shuffle it into the owner's library instead. So there's a Tiny Bones card that if you discard something, it goes into exile and they get to cast it. Progenitus doesn't work that way. You get to avoid the exile. It goes immediately into your library. So you get to avoid the Tiny Bones, just in case you're worried about running up against discard. Got a bunch of red and green lands. We've got 1 Demolition Field to get rid of their disgusting stuff. And some Fabled Passages to thin out our deck with getting the right color land. That's the idea, just sort of matching up Karlov Manor with Duskmourn. My brain made some connections between the synergies of the cards. I can't believe that it's coincidence. I have to give the designers some credit for maybe, I don't know if they were really being loud with this, but I don't know if they were trying to hide it either. It'd be good to be able to interview a designer sometimes and ask them how they viewed certain things. Every now and then I get to listen to a podcast by Mark Rosewater, the head designer of Wizards of the Coast. But when he does, when he does his rundowns of an expansion, it's all about that expansion itself. I haven't heard him do a podcast that has sort of connecting the different expansions quite as much and talking about how one relates to the other nearly as often, unless it's like the older ones that are all in one block. Okay, we get to go first. Let's start with Demolition Field. That's good. I want to have a chance to have the natural first shuffle give us the natural land draw that it would before I mess it up with Fabled Passage. Let's see what else we got. Manifest Dread is a good one. We'll keep that. And the damage has begun. Okay, we do need to have a second red, so we'll go get that now. Just to power Brotherhood's End. It's all, we get that pretty quick, and then we don't need to worry about it again. Let's put down Hauntwood Shrieker. Once I get Hauntwood Shrieker down, I'm willing to just attack and Manifest Dread to my heart's content. Ouch. Well. See, do we get some? No, we get exactly. This is why I say I'm not sure if the deck is good. Because I need a creature and I'm getting instants and lands. It's not the best thing. Let's try again. Again, the worst possible thing that could happen. I need these instants to turn the face down cards face up, the good ones, and instead I'm losing them. And it always feels like Arena's decided if you're going to win or lose based on how it shuffled the deck for you. And you're either going to get jackpot and get one of these big bombs by now, or you're going to lose. Because they've already got most of their combo up and running, and we do not. Another Shrieker. You know what? Let's go ahead and attack. Oh, Progenitus. We'll take Progenitus instead. Okay, this works. Because now we can just activate this, activate Progenitus, and we got our 10/10 up. And maybe we have enough time to take care of everything now. We don't mind throwing away the other Shrieker now, do we? We're still taking a lot of damage, and I don't really have a handy source of lifelink just yet. And their life gain keeps going up and up and up. And what does this one get? Let's see. Deals 1 damage. That's from this one, right? Creatures get +1/+1. So, what happens if I do this? Do they block with the sharpshooter? That's what I need. They can't block Progenitus, and they're just now figuring that out, because it has protection from everything, so it just can't be blocked. Block with your sharpshooter, please. It's not. They're not falling for it. Alright. So, we bring this down. And we do this and get rid of a couple of them. And we have 1 blocker. Is that going to be enough? No, it looks like I'm dead. So, and you can see we ended up having just this massive, overwhelming advantage on the battlefield. But it was just a little too late because our first 2 Manifest Dreads hit the wrong things. And that's why I put the Vizier in this deck, is because he can see the top of the deck. Although I did have one playtest where I could see the top card of the deck. It was not something that I wanted to Manifest Dread on, and so I would wait. I would draw a card. And it seemed like there was never a good time the entire match. I never got a creature that I could see that I wanted to Manifest Dread with. And I could see the top card of my deck nearly the entire match. But this is what we want, actually. This is a very good opening hand. 4 lands, I actually love for this particular deck. Let's see, whenever it becomes target of a spell, you get to draw a card. Okay. Let's scry and see if we got something good. We've got something I want in my hand, so I'm not going to Manifest Dread this turn. Next turn, though, we will. This is probably one of the better cards in all of Aether Drift. Okay, we will... Let's thin out our deck. Get the red now. Then we Manifest Dread. Galta's good. And because we did that, we go get another land. Now we just need them not to remove our 2/2. Don't take away my 2/2. Thank you. Oh, what's the last card in your hand? Don't know. Of course they have it. Of course they had it. Alright, which doesn't leave us with much choice. We're going to have to do this probably. And notice we didn't get anything good. I mean, we could return this to our hand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If that's another felling blow, we're dead, right? Is this a mirror match? I have Vizier, so you found a deck that has Vizier in it? This is made to chump block, so I will... 5, 6, 7... Yeah, I guess we'll get rid of one of those. I don't know if there's anything left that we can do, really. Never mind. We're good. I did mention that was a tactic, right? They can't sacrifice this, right? And get 4 basic land cards? And they get them all into the battlefield, which is kind of cool at this point. But it would cost them 4. I've got 24 trample damage. If they have a destroy card or a deal damage card, it looks more like they're going to commit suicide. And probably run away after this. What choices are left for them? What is going on here? Are they just looking at their own cards trying to crash the game? What is... Not a bad card, I guess? Have a bunch of triggers to get through here. Good game. And this is why you don't quit. We go down to 2 life points. They were at full health. And we turned it around. And this is actually the kind of decks I tend to excel at. Whether that's part of my personality or just the way I play the game, I don't know. For some reason, almost all the other decks seem to come out harder at first and pummel my face. Like I'm a boxer leading with my nose. And then I come from behind and I turn the tables on them. And if anybody could get an achievement for the number of times they've done that, I think I would have that achievement by now. So this is a little bit normal for the game, right? They give me a couple of lands, they give me the most expensive card in my hand, or one of the most expensive. But they also did give me a variety of cards here in the middle of the mana values, the mana cost. Okay, so every time I draw a card, it's going to hurt me. And that helps them to get to max speed pretty quick. Lovely little lands from Dragonstorm. And Mondrak already. How do we get rid of Mondrak? Let's surveil. Progenitus is good. Let's do Under the Skin. Oh, it figures. I guess we take Progenitus. And I guess we bring that back up into our hand. I don't attack with that yet. But if they don't kill the Shrieker and they don't kill the face down card, I can attack with the Shrieker and turn this face up next turn. So it kind of depends on what they have. Ouch. He can sacrifice these now and make him indestructible, which is a problem for me. In the meantime, we're losing life. I am making my land drops, though. Let's see. I need to get rid of that. Otherwise, I'm going to lose a lot more life from what I was planning on doing. What do I have in the graveyard? Okay, so let's Manifest Dread again. Ugh. Those are bad choices. I could have used that to get rid of the crawler. And these are bad choices. I needed that card to turn up my face up, but instead I can use the Shrieker's ability to turn this card face up. And hopefully he doesn't have a way to do anything about it. Also means only 2 to bring down Galta. And hopefully we slowed them down a little bit, at least in terms of what they think they can do and get away with. Are they going to tap stuff for that? They are. They're going to tap everybody for that? Wow. That's ambitious. All creatures... He did a board wipe. After all that nice setup... Okay, Progenitus goes back into my deck. And what can I do here? We can make this blue just for the fun of it. We can Manifest Dread again. Ugh! And I think we just get the Shrieker back. And I'll discard that, because I can't cast that anytime soon. It just goes back into my library. It's a sort of a tactic I didn't talk about, is if I Manifest Dread and Progenitus doesn't work out, if I can get it into my graveyard, it goes back in and it becomes another potential later target for the Manifest Dread. But I need enough time to get it into place. And none of my other cards to help me cast. You know, I speak of the devil. Okay, so we'll do this. Bring this puppy down. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a flyer. That's a pretty big clock I got going on against me. We can try that, I guess. They've got more land than I do after all this. Which means I have to chump block. Really? So Arena gave you actually every single thing that you needed to beat me. Leaving me with a bunch of cards I can't cast. I can't even chump block. Because he's going to give it flying. Okay, Arena giveth and Arena taketh away. I mean, I can do this, and then we can chump block with 2 creatures. Now, I should have attacked and manifested Dread, maybe? Just to dig through my deck a little. But I can't really get out 3 creatures next turn no matter what I do. Yeah. I think I'm out of here. So it takes a little bit to set this up. You're actually supposed to have... Hello. Now this is not good. They gave me 3 of my biggest creatures in the opening hand. I feel like Arena wants to punish me now, even though I already lost last round. How many times must you punish me? Council's on the first round. That's going to be tough for us. All flyer deck. That's going to be tough for us. Are you sensing a pattern? I can't put a creature down. I don't want to give them life gain. I want a chance for Brotherhood's End to work, but I need 2 more turns to get the red down. So I'm kind of hoping that they only have 1 lifelink. 1 life gain effect this round. They might have protection, actually. If they're not going to do anything. They're just going to sit back. Can I afford to sit back? Let's be greedy. Graveyard. That does no good in my hand. And they can see the white and black colors and that I don't have white or black, so maybe they'll understand that and not be completely confused by seeing all these different colors. Maybe they'll just think I have a bad mana base. Which, I mean, technically you could try and argue that I have a bad mana base, right? They're just storing up cards, aren't they? Let's go get the second red. And I know I'm going to be half dead, but I can't resist. Like, now they can see how I could cast that creature. They might have a way to destroy this. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. You don't have haste. I don't know why they tapped out. That was a mistake. But that's fine. Now we get to play. You can have your lifelink now. Life gain. I've got lots of land. Yep. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thin out the deck. Bring down Sire of 7 Deaths. They're a life gain deck. They have some things they can do to stop this, but they don't have thing after thing after thing to stop this. Not unless they get 4 Banishing Lights in a row. It's worth it for them to pay the 7. And they do. Unfortunately, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I can't bring down Tpull right now anyway. Ooh, that's going to be kind of fun. Yeah, let's do it. Bam. Now what do you do? Second Banishing Light? Board wipe? Petrify. Okay. Pay another 7. Pay another 7 life. I can do this all day, to quote one of my favorite heroes. Ta-da! Nice. It's just luck of the draw. There was no skill with that. That was just the next card I drew. But yeah, I agree, it is nice. I wish I could claim some sort of skill on that. They just got another paralyzed spell. Their poor health, their poor health total. Yeah, let's do it. That doesn't seem like removal. And that's just a fun lineup. 2 Sire of 7 Deaths, 1 Galt of Primal Hunger, and 1 Tpull. They might have an exile spell, so it's not necessarily over. But 1 on target creature. What? Hang on. What does that do? Gains flying. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to it, but I have trample, so they're still going to die. Right? I still get 9 points to your face. 1, 2, 3. Can't I say done? Do I have to give it everything? It makes me allocate all the damage to Giada no matter what. That's an interesting card. I don't know that I have that card yet. Oh, prevent all combat damage. Okay, so it's preventing those original first 3 points of damage. So it makes me keep adding on damage, but it's just all removed at each point. So the trample effect never gets a chance to take effect. Nice card. I am flooding out with lands hard. It's fine. It helped me cast all these cards. What's left in your toolbox? Flying and indestructible. They have just all the right combat damage things, don't they? Oh, I was able to assign 0. Sweet. Tap up to 1, put a stun counter on it. Okay. I'm nearly dead. I keep drawing all these lands. And after all of that overwhelming force, and my opponent being near dead, I draw an Atraxa. Which is not enough because it comes in tapped. So what the heck can I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. None of it's enough. I still die after all of that overwhelming force. They have just these dinky. They had just enough of these dinky little combat things, 1 and 2 mana things, that gave them everything they needed to do to beat me. Well played. I feel like I did something wrong there, and that maybe there was a choice I could have made that could have won that. Or it's another thing where Arena gave them exactly the card they needed, the only card at that time that would beat it. Tuber Genitus is in my hand. Interesting. And a quick deck with the elves. And we wait. It feels like a dragon deck is coming. Nope. Can't afford that. Not right now. I wonder if I can afford to just wait a couple of turns and just discard these. Then be shuffled into the library, and then I hit them later with the Manifest Dread. It's not like I have anything better to do right now. If I get a Brotherhood's End, I can get rid of all the 1/1s. And there's the ramp we were expecting. And they were hoarding land as well, probably. Well, now I actually can't afford to wait, can I? They got all that nice lethal damage already. And that's a nice little card to drop on you. What do they get? To exile top 10 cards in my library? But that's got to be whenever Coda steals it. Okay. Alright, we are going to Manifest Dread. not enough, by the way. They can kill me next turn easy. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. They had all the ramp they needed to get a 6/6 out early. A 6/6 with 4/4 generation every turn after, and Arena made sure to give them a land every turn after. This is kind of actually what I'm used to Arena doing to me in my playtesting. Whenever it decided that I shouldn't win anymore, it put me up against some landfall creature. So I have to block that, and then I could try and block that, but I die. So too many of the big creatures in my opening hand that I can never use, and no time to unload them either. We kind of need, for a good opening shuffle, we need there to be the regular RNG, the random number generation. We need there to be maybe one expensive creature, but we need the middle range of creatures and instants and sorceries and enchantments. That's more like it. That's exactly what we need. One of these, one of these, one of these, and 3 lands. What else we got coming up? Yeah, we'll take that. White and then black. Destroying us right away. Fine, let's go ahead and thin out our deck. Maybe if we get one of these lands out of here, we'll have less chance of hitting a land when we Manifest Dread. When we do the Manifest Dread, we get Progenitus, and we go get Hauntwood Shrieker back. Now, do they immediately kill the 2/2 because they're worried about it? They do not. We just get to attack them with a 10/10. Life is good. We bring down the Shrieker again to give them a nice little target if they want to kill something, because we don't care anymore. They need a board wipe. Or, I mean, there are cards that are black that make me sacrifice the largest, and it's not targeting the creature, it's targeting your opponent, making your opponent do it. So, I mean, it's not, there are some cards that can get Progenitus off the battlefield. But Lifelink doesn't help them the most because they can't block this. This is going to be cool too. I need 2 to pay for that, so we attack with these. We get another Progenitus. And which one do I open up? I think this one. They can't block the 10 from Progenitus at all, so they're going down to 4. It's just a case of, do they block with the Sunblessed Healer and get 3 life gain? They do. So Shrieker goes away. So they're not going to know that we have another Progenitus. And Progenitus technically, it might have been... No, I couldn't turn that face up because it's legendary. I would have lost the other one. But they saw what it is, right? Or at least they can see now. So that's an example of how the deck can pop off. Wickerfolk Thresher. I wonder how many of those I have now. This is a good deck to, if you have to get one of your daily chores done, like attack your opponent a number of times, or cast this many creatures, or, you know, any one of those, you can get through some games pretty quickly, especially if you pop off and you're showing them a Progenitus on the battlefield a lot earlier than you're supposed to be able to. A lot of times your opponent just will not want to have anything to do with you after that. Didn't we already do that? Let's do this and go get our first red source. I'm hoping we have a little bit of time here and it's not like a pride mate they stick down right away. Okay. Lots of life gain though. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this down. We might lose it. Okay. We might still be able to get that back at some point. So, kind of okay with that for now. Let's see what else we got coming up. Yeah, we need the land. Let's get rid of these puppies now. And now we go to the weight room. Now I'm hoping they don't have another makeshift binding right this second. What do you got? Oh man. Okay, can I actually do nothing here? I think I can do nothing here. I need one more land or any other kind of spell. I don't know that I have much time left here. I'm going to feel bad if they beat me with just 4 lands out of all this. Okay, that's 5. That's much better. Okay, if they have another one of these removal cards, whatever it is, I'm toast regardless. Didn't get my land, so I have to put down a chump blocker. And now nothing kind of matters, right? Because they just got threat after threat after threat, and I got 1 chump blocker. So you can also see if things don't go your way, you lose. This deck loses a lot. I think it loses more than 50% of the time. It's so fun when it wins. When you manage to actually get the combo going. So I think that qualifies it as jank. But I just can't resist. It's so much fun to see it happen. Hello? I would like to play a game, please. Thank you. Mirror match. Okay, normally I hold on to this longer, but let's just do it. We can't turn it face up. We lose the expose the culprit. But we get the card down at least. Oh, I have one there. Never mind. We're good. This will be awesome. Turn 3? Yes, please. Yeah. Oh, I did it wrong. I need a red source to expose the culprit. Duh. Alright, we'll put down the right color at least. We'll throw that at the bottom. Tap them for 2 because we can. Opponent does not miss a land drop. Actually gets a gaining on me. And spends a long time thinking with nothing but a 2/2 on the field. They're not creating creatures, they're just getting more land. Alright, alright. I finally got my act together. Eight points. Can they freeze this in its place? Did Arena magically put me up? No, I lost enough. I lost enough times. It let me have it. Even despite my own delays. It let me have one. Oh, that's probably because I lost so many times. Right? But when it works, it works! And you can see I've almost got my my wins for the day. It's a Tpull, but this time in my hand already. But I can get another land that way. So I think we're good. How many cards do you have? 100 cards? Are you going to have better draws than I am? Because you have an oversized deck of cards. You already said hello. Is this going to be somebody who spams everything? These are usually small toughness type decks. So I don't know how much time I have, but destroy this, but I'm going to put it out anyway. Because I have an under the skin, I can get it back easy enough and try again. We'll just see. Yep, okay. Cheap removal. Have it at the very beginning of their deck. Do we have other colors besides black? Probably white, yes, for life gain. No, are you running mono black? Can be done. That can be done. Let's try this again since we're here. Oh, hello. That takes away an entire battle plan. It's been... I use the end a lot. It's been a long time since somebody used it on me. And now they can sort of see what I'm doing as well. Did you just make sure I can't gain life? Ugh. So now... Ouch. I guess we have to do this and go get a mountain. And that's all I can do. Down to 2 life. We got rid of 1 creature so far. I think we do this. Ugh. Okay, so we take this as our 2/2, we throw that into the graveyard and then get it back. And we let them waste their removals on the 2/2s. Perfect. Although, if they have more Feed the Swarms, this is not going to help me as much as I thought I would. Let's see what we can get out of it. This we can just pay to turn face up actually later, if they don't have enough immediate removal. And now we're starting to get some mana. Now we're starting to be able to do some things. Heavy removal. 100 cards. How much removal did they have in there? Almost all of its removal. When we're dealt damage, we lose half our life. That only needs to do 1. I think we have to destroy this one. I would have preferred to destroy that. There's actually a way for us to get that back. If we can get it back with an under the skin later. Never mind. They have the other copy of the end. They have the other copy. Sire of 7 Deaths is not nearly as attractive because the lifelink won't work thanks to Grievous Wound. I only had 1 copy of Meteor Golem, but that was what I had to get rid of that. I've only got 1 other card. Well, I've got a couple of cards that can take that out, but what are the odds? What are the odds I'm going to be able to take care of it? Oh, Arena just gave them everything, didn't they? Arena gave them everything they needed. Put a card in my hand. What do I have left for mana? 5? Can I put this down? Okay, so if they draw a land, it's going to hurt me and kill me. So, boom. And no matter what, if it was going to be a creature, it would be a 3rd threat. If it was going to be removal, they'd get a card through, or if it's a land, they'd do enough damage to kill me anyway. Maybe my mistake was I wasn't supposed to destroy that enchant. Maybe I was supposed to destroy the enchantment after all, but if the opponent had had removal and attacked, they would have been able to do the final 2 points of damage. Yeah, the 100 card deck and better draws than I did, didn't they? Very suspicious. Just because that seems to be always... Opponent crams extra cards and somehow they get exactly everything they needed. Zatalpa in the opening hand again. Okay, Brotherhood's End is going to be the first appearance, probably. Don't think I'll be greedy here. I think I'll just use it right away. Will that make them any more cautious at all? No, they just get half of it back and more. That is not what I wanted. 2 lands. That is terrible. Okay, so give me a good creature here. Yes. Trigger. Face up. Take action. We don't get their ability through that way. But maybe we bought us some time just now. Although it looks like they can just bum rush us, doesn't it? Yeah, we take out the 4/5. Hello? Why is it doing that? Let me make the right connections here, shall we? Thank you. Okay, they have enough to destroy me, don't they? Let's surveil and see what's coming up. I kind of need that, right? But I don't. Never mind. Don't have time. That just makes him a 2/2. I can get with Shrieker back. What do I have for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No, I've got the land. I've got the land that I need. Is that enough to chump block? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. No, I'm dead already. I'm dead already. They can just attack with everybody. Look at that. They use almost every card in their hand. They absolutely beat me to death. They even held back for some reason. Miracle hand from them. They got exactly everything they needed. Were able to cast almost every spell. Got just enough land to do exactly what they wanted to do. And if I had hit on something good, I might have had a chance in there. But when you're manifesting two lands for your Manifest Dread, it's not working very well. However, we do get Leyline to the Pact out at the very beginning, so we haven't had that happen yet, have we? Let's see what this round does. Because if that stays, then we can just pay for these later. Just in case they start destroying my enchantment, let's make sure we can take care of Brotherhood's End later if we need to. Missed my land drop. Not a good sign. Opponent does not miss their land drop, of course. Ugh, we have to put up with life gain again and a Johnny's Primate again. That is a good undercover target for us. Let's go ahead and get this puppy. don't know if we have enough time. We need to find a spell that we can turn these face up. These three are useless in our hands for right now, so we're just going to discard them and try and get something better. Again, opponent does all the land drawing they need, gets every creature out that they want to, does everything that they want to. I kind of need that out now, too. That would be helpful, actually. That solves this case, right? No, come on through. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Doesn't have reach. But I can cast it right away. There's the one with reach. I don't really have a way to... I don't have any of my regular spells for that. I don't have a way to turn any of these around. I'm dead. They can just fly over me. I got no reach. Sure, why not? None of that matters. I have no life gain. You can go right over my head. Go ahead. That was like 25% of my deck and didn't come up with any way to turn these around. I need that variation. I need that variety in my draw, in the shuffling. There we go. See, the spies and wizards that help monitor my play, every now and then they feel bad for me, and when I complain about not getting my card, they give it to me the very next opening draw. Really? Pride Mate again? This is getting monotonous. I do like that card, even though I don't have enough mana for it right this second. If I can hold on long enough, that will catch me up fast. Figures. This, there's not much chance. If I'm going to miss land drops, I just can't do much against a deck like this. So I can't even pay that yet. That's literally nothing I can do. For the biggest creatures, I missed a land drop again. What are they doing? I'll just pass. They decided not to attack with the Pride Mate anyway. Are they having their own... Are they not getting land either? No way. I feel for you. Okay, we'll actually go get our second red, so we can cast Brotherhood's End if we ever get it, but we can actually use the Scrying Crystal Grotto to turn that on. Then we attack and Manifest Dread. That's not what we wanted. We have that card already, but we only have one of them. Again, instead of hitting the big creatures, we got all the big creatures we want in our hand, which is not where we want them, and we're getting land and instants for our choices for Manifesting Dread, which is exactly the opposite of everything we want to have happen here. This is made to be a chump blocker, so... Oh, they bluffed. I thought they had a trick. I thought they were going to kill me. Or at least kill my creature. Manifest Dread. We'll do that for that. We go get a land. We Manifest Dread again. We get Progenitus. Progenitus is lovely. That's the way this deck is supposed to work. But the only way we got there is because they are not drawing lands. So Arena was actually more unfair to them than it has been to us. Actually, yeah. Yeah, we turn this face up. We attack with everybody. Atraxa? So you can see why I kept threats around every corner, even though I missed land drops. I was willing to sit there and take whatever abuse came my way so I could cast that card. I think we'll end there on that. That is our high note. With a Rise of the Varmints card. I don't think I've made a deck with this card yet, so I'm going to have to get around to that at some point too. So little time. Alright, the name of the deck is Expose the Dread. We use Manifest Dread and Expose the Culprit. Those are our two main cards. These are just fun 7 drops, 8 drops, 9 drops, 10 drops, 12 drops. They're all fun to play. I could easily see an argument for saying, oh, take out Shroud Stomper and put in something else. But I did want to have a critical which is basically the other half of the to actually hit something worthwhile. And my experience with the deck is that half the time I'm still hitting a choice between like lands and Brotherhood's End, or lands and Expose the Culprit, lands and Broken Wings. And it's the greatest of ironies is that it keeps hitting Expose the Culprit as one of my two choices, because that's the card that we actually need to flip everything around. So I don't feel like it's hitting this as much as it should be. It got better when I got Vizier the Menagerie and I got him out and I was able to look at the top of the library and make more educated calculations from that. Or sometimes I'll be able to lay down a Scry land or a Surveil land and get a clue real quick. But even with that, I feel like the meta environment is just so fast that I need like one more turn to get set up, and I just don't quite have enough time to get things in place the way I need to. But I like the concept. I like how threats around every corner works to really make everything pop off. If I get Leyline of the Guild Pact early, that can really help later if I get a lot of lands and just start casting stuff. So if things do go because I know other people don't think the way that I do. Some do, but most don't. So if anyone takes this out for a spin, leave a comment below. Let me know if it was also fun for you, or if it was more frustrating, if it's too inconsistent to be fun for you, or if just the fact that getting this combo to hit early on or something brings you the same joy it brings me, that kind of thing. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.